Hi, everyone. It's Denise Brown from the Caregiving Years Training Academy. I'm heading out in a little bit to meet a friend for lunch. She is a former family caregiver, and we connected throughout her caregiving experience to exchange support, to commiserate with each other, and to really provide support. So, the height of her caregiving experience was last year. Her mother's cancer had progressed, and my friend was really trying to navigate the healthcare system, her mom's resistance to hospice care, and as an only child, trying to be available to help her mom maintain her stressful job, be available as a wife and mother, and figure it all out. So when we would get together in the summer of 2021, she was really struggling. And I was struggling just as much. My brother died suddenly in August of 2021. My mom really started her end of life decline. Just as an aside, end of life is not just the last few months. End of life can be the last few years. I'll share a little bit more about that in another video. So when my friend and I would get together, we would really talk about, honestly, how awful it all was. And it was so awful that I had a little bit of a crisis in my belief in my work. I have a book that I have had out in the world for years. I tweak and revise it on a regular basis. And for years, the title of it was The Caregiving Years, 6 Stages to a Meaningful Journey. But last year, I completely retitled it. It's just The Caregiving Years, Navigating the 6 Caregiving Stages. Because I thought there's nothing meaningful about this journey. I just couldn't see it. I was so despondent. I was so grief-stricken. I was so just dismayed at our systems and how hard it is and how difficult it is to really connect to the services that you need at the time they're needed. So as I was caring for my parents and just navigating how difficult that was, at the same time I was grieving for my brother, I was having this significant crisis in faith about my work in the world. I had believed in my work for years. And then all of a sudden I thought, what am I doing? What am I saying? What am I encouraging people to believe? Is it true that there is meaning to this experience? It was hard. And then my mom died, and she died at home in the way she wanted. And I realized it was because I understood what was coming. So I was able to prepare my dad, my sister, my brother. I was actually ready with the truth when my mom knew the truth that death was coming for her, that end of life was there, that she was on her way to heaven. She really wanted to go to heaven. So I'm always so glad about that, that she's right there right now. I'm sure she's having a fabulous time. It's so comforting to me. Anyway, I could see how my ability to navigate the systems, because I understood the systems, helped actually throughout my mom's end of life, which I believe started in 2015. So much of the guidance and the truth and the suggestions that I offered were very helpful. And I could see, if I was not there, that my mom wouldn't have died at home, because my dad and my brother and my sister wouldn't have known how to make it happen. They would have instead trusted that a system like the doctor or a hospital or a provider would have stepped in and taken over. And we know that just does not happen. that we're the ones that make it happen. So I could see that. And that's what made me think, okay, there is meaning to this. Because to be able to be fully present to someone at the end of their life is truly miraculous. So then I started to understand the work. And then I reconnected to how meaningful the work I do is, that I train others on being a consultant and coach to help family caregivers so that they are the trusted resource. They understand what's happening, which is why they can help the family caregiver prepare. And then I understood why I do the events that I do and why I create the content that I do. Because I want family caregivers to know that others understand how hard it is, how stressful it is, and that as a family caregiver, you're not making it hard. It is this hard. It is this stressful. So when you have a crisis in faith, I want you to know that it's temporary, that you'll see an answer at some point that helps you know it all matters. What you do today matters very much. And then there's a day in the future when it's all going to come together for you. In many ways, it's like the pieces of the puzzles fit. Your crisis in faith is temporary. Your important work in the world is permanent. Even when you can't see it, it is still important. It still matters. And it's awesome that you keep doing it, even when you have a crisis in faith. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I'm Denise Brown. Take care. Bye-bye.